Hey, it's Jagger and Kristi at we're at the Whaley House in Old Town.
Look at that. It was built in 1857, and people come from all over the world to go into the Whaley House because it's haunted.
It's one of the scariest houses in the world.
But the gallows was here before this house was built, so maybe that's a cause for haunting. I don't know. We are going to take a tour, and we invite you to join us on this tour. Dean is going to be our tour guide today. Dean, right here.
Dean is not a ghost.
Is he? He's a
Dean's actually real.
historian. He is the Whaley House historian. So we're looking forward to it, Dean.
How do we just go through the front door?
Yeah.
All right.
Right through the front door.
Oh my God. Let's go. All right, so here we are. We're around to the front door. Now, probably you've gone into Old Town. You've gone up and down San Diego Avenue here.
And
Old Town Mexican Cafes over there. You've probably seen the Whaley House.
Old Town Saloon right across the street. You've probably seen the Whaley House, but you never went in. We're gonna go in right now.
Well, no, this is really weird. You probably didn't know this, but the doors are haunted. If you clap twice, the door will open. Watch this.
Okay.
Oh, no! All right. Oh.
Oh, stop it! Just stop it!
It's just Dean. It's just Dean. Dean just got to give us a tour.
That's not funny.
You can't scream at everything.
I wasn't even planning on screaming at all.
All right, so Dean, so when people first walk in the house, these are the first two rooms they see. And what are the importance of these two rooms here?
This room over here is the formal parlor.
Okay.
It's very typical
Come take a look at the
upper middle class Victorian parlor. And it has a lot of original furnishings that belong to the Whaleys, such as Anna Whaley's punt organ. It was acquired sometime after that, but then when the family moved back to the house in 1912, she brought it back here with her.
Well, so it was Thomas Whaley who built this house,
Yes.
and his wife Anna and their daughter.
They had 6 children altogether.
They had 6
Yes.
children. Oh my gosh, so they must have been a musical family because
Yes,
look,
very
there's a
much
guitar here, and I guess that's a harpsichord. Is that what that is?
It's
Or harmonium. Harmonium?
Yes, a harmonium.
Harmonium. Wow, so they must have been a really musical family, and
Yes,
you know, you can just kind of hear all the music that was in this room at one point. What
Oh, there's a casket.
do we have here?
Okay.
This is Victorian mourning. You'll notice also we do this in the last couple of weeks of October every year for Halloween.
Oh.
It's to indicate a child's funeral, how they would have had the casket laid out in the parlor. Many of the mirrors are covered and the clocks also.
Why?
That was also a Victorian mourning custom.
Oh, when they mourn, they covered the mirrors and the clocks and stuff. And that's Thomas Whaley right there?
That is Thomas Whaley.
Here he is himself.
It looks like his eyes follow you all over the room. It's kind of weird. This should be fun.
It's the scaring room.
This is the Whaley and Crossway General Store.
Okay.
Is there a light in here at all?
Yes. Do we want a light on?
No, we don't need a light. No, do you need a light?
Mr. Whaley was primarily a merchant. He built this building, primarily the house, his store, as well as his family.
So this was the store?
There was a store, and originally there were 2 sets of double store doors out to the porch so people could come.
I want to work here. This would be so cool, working here and giving people things in little bottles. And look at all the little boxes of soaps and stuff. Oh, and potpourri. Oh, that's a pipe. Well, okay, so as long as we're in the courthouse then, tell me the story about Yankee Jim Robinson. And isn't he one of the ghosts that's allegedly here?
Yes, he was hanged here on the property before the house was built. It's believed, at least Lillian Whaley, the Whaley's youngest daughter, wrote that she was told that the gallows stood approximately where the arch in the parlor is. I should have pointed that out to you.
Oh, okay.
And he was tried at the original courthouse down on the plaza, which is now the state park.
And what was his crime?
He was attempted grand larceny. He stole a rowboat and rowed it out with the intention of stealing the pilot boat out of San Diego Harbor, which would have been disastrous to San Diego because they needed that pilot boat.
Right.
So then, where do people see him around here?
Usually he's heard walking around in heavy boots upstairs when there's nobody up there.
Sorry, I just got a chill.
Upstairs. Okay. All right, heavy boots. And should we be quiet for a second? Oh, I'm sorry.
Stop.
That was just me.
So have you had any hauntings reported in this room?
A lot of people see a little girl in here. We're not quite sure who she is. There's the Whaley's, Mr. and Mrs. Whaley's great-granddaughter died tragically. She had lived in the house but was not living here at the time and did not die in the house, but we think she might have come back to be with her families. There's also a legend of a girl running down the hill and breaking her neck on a clothesline, but that story is...
I've heard of that story.
It's
That story's not true.
Yeah, it's not
It's
true.
not true.
That was not true?
Oh, good. I
What
didn't like
I heard
that
was
one.
not true. So the little girl, when people say they see, I mean, what do they see like a...
Sometimes she'll tug at their jackets or skirts, or they feel...
Stop it. You do that.
Alright, well, I didn't do anything.
Stop. Don't touch me.
Stay away from me. Stay away. Stay back.
She's been seen to run in and out of this room in the hall here.
Oh gosh. Now these, when I first came in, the first thing I see is a staircase, because this is what I've heard most about the Whaley House, is that
Yeah.
you see, and it's, is it Mr. Whaley that people do sometimes see up on the upper top of the
Yes,
staircase?
I've seen him there one time. That's usually the story that I tell.
Okay, you saw it. Okay, tell me that story. What was going on that day?
I had just gotten here to open up the house. It was first thing in the morning, about 9:45, before we opened at 10, and I was walking up the stairs, and I got a few steps up, and there was a man on the upper landing, leaning over the railing, staring straight down at me. And
Did you feel him communicate anything to you?
he looked not mean or scary. He looked curious, like, who are you, and what are you doing here?
What are you doing in my
And
house?
my coworker Joki saw him in the same spot that same day, but when she was closing the house that night. But she saw him from a different angle. He wasn't looking at her. But he looked like when I saw him, he looked like he knew that I was there.
Right. Is it like a solid thing?
It was solid, but there was no color to it. It
Right.
was almost like a black and white photo had materialized.
I mean,
And
just look
I
look
also
up here.
remember that thinking that his hands were really far apart on the rail.
The rail.
As if, like his arms were not in proportion with the rest of his body.
Right.
But his eyes, and you commented on Mr. Whaley's eyes in that portrait, those were the eyes I saw.
Me?
Yeah, no, you go first.
I've always heard ladies first. Dean, have you heard
Right.
ladies first?
I have.
I have too. Okay, well, here we go. All right, so far so good. So we're actually standing where people have actually seen a ghost. Right here. Right here. That's kind of weird.
I'm just trying to feel it.
I smell something strange. Do you smell that?
I don't know, but my hands are clammy.
And so this is a bedroom?
Yeah, that's we call it the nursery.
The nursery?
The children's bedroom. The crib in the corner is the actual Whaley family baby crib.
What is this room you're showing?
This is the Tanner Troupe Theater. This is
this would be like the home theater, but back in the day.
Yes,
Big screen would have been over here.
Wow, that's amazing.
Originally, this front wall had 5 sets of French windows along it.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Tanner Troupe Theater.
Yeah,
Okay, admission was 50 cents. That had to have been a lot back
that's
in
a
the
lot
day.
of money back then.
Reserve seat, 75 cents. So even there was VIP back then.
Okay, what was that? Is that you, or is that who's making that noise?
Thomas Tanner, during the first performance, the San Diego Union Review said his indisposition was apparent, and he actually dropped dead after a performance one night after about 2 weeks of performing here.
You mean here in the theater?
Yes,
Why,
somewhere in the upstairs part of this house.
I'm getting a theme here, Dean. A lot of people didn't make it past coming in here. They never got back out. Are we gonna be okay?
Yeah, we're gonna be on the air tomorrow morning.
All right, let's move on through, because there's another room back here past the nursery.
Yes, and there's also one to the left. That's the master bedroom.
Oh, this is the master. Let's
Yeah.
see. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Man. Okay, to me, this is the creepiest room in the house. I don't know why so far. This is the creepiest one. I think that rocking chair was moving when we first walked in here. I can't be sure of anything right about now. All right.
People have seen that.
Have they? I'm telling you, I think I saw the rocket chair rocking. You see the ghost all the time, right down this little
Yeah,
lane.
right on the rail here is where I'm looking over.
Let's see what he's actually seeing. So he's just really just saying like, hey, what's going on? Why are you in my house? And nice job vacuuming. It's so clean. It's cleaner than that house.
I don't know. Now I'm hot. I had the chills before and now I'm sweating.
Wait, I just want to check one more time that rocket chair because I'm pretty sure. Is it like it's moving? Looks like it's moving. Looks like it's moving. It's moving. Here we go. Okay, watch yourself all the way down. We want to make sure we get out of here alive.
There's one more. The guest bedroom is right to the right.
Okay.
The stairs.
Okay. I love these light fixtures too.
They're all Civil War.
Oh! Ah!
Oh my good lord! Really? Oh my gosh! Yeah,
Okay, what was that?
okay, that was scary.
And where did she go? You saw that, right?
Yes, I saw that. What? It's right there, and it made a big thuddy thunk. That was. So we saw one of the guests apparently. She didn't look happy. She didn't look very happy at all.
Looked like we were dating her face.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. You didn't cuss. Did she cuss? She didn't say anything bad, did she? No bleeping on this video? All right. That's a miracle. Now, this is, when you first walk in the door, remember we showed you the room off to the right? This is kind of cool.
The parlor.
There's arch right here. This is kind of an interesting part of the house because, Dean, this is apparently where?
This is where Lillian Whaley reported that her father told her that the gallows stood when Yankee Jim Robinson was hanged here, approximately where the arch was.
So then, if Yankee Jim Robinson was hanged here, chances are many others were as well.
Yes, we believe there are at least 3 people were hanged on the property. We don't have a lot of information about that, but definitely Yankee Jim Robinson is the most famous. And people believe there was it was a hanging tree, but there were no trees on this lot
Right.
at that time. It was actually two wooden posts with like a metal yoke across the top.
Nah.
And then he was hanged off the back of a wagon, pulled it out from under him.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay. All right. Well, listen. Let's head back out to the front because I need some fresh air right now.
Yeah. Well, I know what I saw was not a little girl. Okay.
No,
That was not a little girl,
it was scary
but not a little girl.
and fast.
Yeah.
It was scary and fast. Thank you.
Thank you, Dee. Happy Halloween.
Oh, you too.
All right. I'm just gonna put my shoes on outside because I don't want to be in here any longer.
Ooh, we're locked in.
We're locked in.
Oh.
All right, everyone, here we go. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
Woo!
All right, so this Halloween season, you got to come to the Whaley House.
I don't know about you, but it lived up to its reputation. for
Well,
me.
yeah, we screamed. We saw a chair moving. It was fun. So, what's the website?
If you want to come, and you should, because there's so much going on. There's ghost tours, there's Halloween night. Go to whaleyhouse.org to get your tickets and scare some friends.